Hey guys, it's Taryn and welcome to our course. We're going to kick it off this week. This is week 1 with some of the legalities as far as creating your printables. So I'm so glad you're here. I just want to take a moment to introduce myself. I know many of you are already kind of familiar with me if you're in Blogging with Heart, but I'm a mom to 7 kids. I homeschool. I obviously have a blog. I also have another business that I work from the computer on. So I'm busy, but I love creating printables, and I've wanted to create products for a long time, for probably like years. I honestly don't even know. It could have even been like 10 years, but I finally got the time to do it and realized how simple it can be, and I didn't need all this fancy equipment and fancy software and everything, and it just works and I love it. So I'm happy you're joining me here, and I can't wait to share with you what I have learned and to teach you and to help you, and then see what you guys create. So it's gonna be fun. So this week we're going to be learning about commercial licenses and policies and terms and that kind of stuff. And I say it's kind of boring because we're not, digging right into creating your products, but we really can't skip this stuff. It's really important. This is going to set the foundation for your business. So unfortunately, we can't skip it. So just as a little side note, this group, it's small. I think there's only like 15 or 20 of us or something, so please make this group your own. If you have questions, post it in the group, tag me. Like I said, I'm kind of busy, but I am here available at whatever time you need. I mean, I do sleep occasionally, but I'm here for you, so please tag me, post in the group, ask questions, interact, give each other feedback. Really, truly, don't just hang back. I want this as interactive and as fun as possible. We're here for 5 weeks together. The group is always open, so you don't have to stop at 5 weeks. But just make yourself comfortable, okay? All right, so I have notes here just so I don't miss anything, but commercial licenses, terms, and policies. If you're a blogger, you know that you need to be legal when you have images on your blog. So it's the same thing when you're creating printables. Your images, your clip art, even your fonts have to be legal. You have to make sure that you have permission to use them. You can be sued even if you use a font that you don't have permission to use. So we want to make sure that you have permission to use them. A lot of the bigger companies, if you're buying your clip art or your fonts from bigger companies, say like the Hungry JPEG or Creative Market or something big like that, they have the commercial licenses normally included. But if you're buying something from a smaller company, like just a little store on Etsy or something like that, maybe I use Teachers Pay Teachers a lot, you have to make sure that you look at the policies and terms that they have, because a lot of the times the commercial license is not included, so you will have to abide by their terms and their policies. Sometimes you have to buy a separate license. I know a lot of the times the stores on Etsy that I use, you do have to buy a separate commercial license, and sometimes you'll only have license for that one piece of clip art that you bought. Sometimes you'll have license for all of it, for a lifetime. Sometimes it will be for a matter of months. So you really want to make sure that you're checking the store's policies and procedures, and if you are in doubt, reach out to the shop owner, reach out to the company, and I'm sure they'll set you straight. And if not, if you really can't figure something out, again, remember that I'm here, so just send me a message or post in the group, and I'll be happy to reach out to the shop owner for you, or at least tell you what to say to them, or what to look for. So don't be shy. Okay, so yeah. Sorry about that. Okay, so I kind of mentioned already some of my favorites. I held back from buying fonts and clip art for a while. I had a lot of images, and I know we can get a lot of images as bloggers from certain sites, but I held back from buying things because I mean, I'm kind of cheap. I have 7 kids. I don't really like to spend money, but I did realize that you kind of have to spend some money in order to make money, right? And obviously we're in here because we want to make money and we want to create printables and products to hopefully sell. So once I really did the research and buckled down, I did end up buying some clip art. I bought a couple fonts. It really depends on what you want to create. I had to buy some fonts because I create a lot of printables for children, for homeschool students. So I had to buy, like, you know, the lined font when you see handwriting paper, and I had to buy a font so kids could trace the letters, you know, that kind of thing. So I have bought some fonts, and then I've bought some pretty fonts too that I just like to have on hand. So some of my favorites are Etsy. I do a lot on Etsy. Teachers Pay Teachers. Some on Creative Market. If you sign up every Monday, they send you 6 things. Sometimes it's fonts, sometimes it's images, sometimes it's, I don't know, it's all kinds of stuff, but it's amazing. So sign up for that if you're not. And did I mention Teachers Pay Teachers? That's one of my favorite ones. Hungry JPEG, Teachers Pay Teachers, Etsy, and Creative Market are pretty much the ones I use. So I do encourage you to look at Etsy, look around a bunch of different stores, just search for clip art. Obviously this is once you know what you're going to create, but once you do know what kind of images and clip art you're looking for, just search that, especially on Etsy. That's what I did. Like, so, you know, 4th of July is coming up. I searched 4th of July clip art or 4th of July stamps on Etsy. And I looked around a lot, and then I found a couple stores that I really liked and that really resonated with me and with my brand and the printables that I was trying to create. Because, you know, as a blogger, you have your own brand, and ideally you want your printables to stay true to your brand. So I found a couple of the stores that I really like. One of them is Pretty Graphic. It's Grafik. I'm almost positive that's what it is. I love her stuff. You'll see in a lot of my printables, kind of all the clip art looks the same. She's got, gosh, I don't know, millions, and the prices are really reasonable. She's got sales every once in a while, so that's one that I really love. But just find a couple that you really love, make sure you write them down, make sure you look at their terms and their policies, and just kind of go from there. It's really not expensive. I think, I honestly don't even know. I feel like a set of the clip art that I got from Pretty Graphic was like 99 cents maybe, or something like that. But like I said, she's got coupons every once in a while, which makes it even cheaper. So that leads me to my next thing, organization of all of these elements that you're going to start collecting. You're going to start collecting fonts and, you know, clip art and images and whatever, backgrounds and stuff like that. You want to make sure you have a place to organize them. It could be, you know, something on the cloud. It could be just folders on your computer, which is what I do. Find a way to organize them now before you actually start buying them. And then what I recommend is make sure the policies and the terms for that shop, wherever you're buying, is also in that folder. That way, if there really is ever an issue, there won't actually be an issue because you have everything stored and you can refer back to it so you don't get in trouble. We don't want anybody getting sued, right? So, all right, let me see. So the bigger sites, I think I already mentioned this, bigger sites already have commercial license normally included. The smaller sites, usually you have to pay extra for it. So I think that's pretty much it actually for week 1. So how this is going to work is each week, each Monday, I'm going to have a video lesson for you, and then I will have some printables for you with some homework for the week. So I'm going to list that down below for the same week. And what I want you to do for this week, you're going to have homework each week. This week I want you to take your top 10 blog posts. Go into Google Analytics, take your top 10 blog posts. You've probably done this before. And then choose maybe 2 or 3 of those top 10 that you really want to work on, and think about opt-ins that you may want to create for those. I don't need you to create anything right now. Just think about opt-ins that you could create for them. And by opt-ins, obviously I mean, you know, printable products, whether they're going to be one page, whether they're going to be multi-page, whether they're going to be I don't know, wall art or a coloring page or anything. Just think of something that ideally you would like to create for these top blog posts and just write those down. I gave you space in the printable that I linked down below, so you can take notes, you can write down your top 10 blog posts and your opt-in ideas. Then also what I want you to do is start researching for your fonts and your clip arts and your images, anything that you might want to use. Go to Etsy, look for some favorite stores, go to Teachers Pay Teachers. You don't have to be a teacher, but they have a ton of stuff there. Like everything you could ever want is in that place. So do some research. Find the fonts that you like, find the fonts that you want to download, find the stores that you want to download them from, and write them down. I gave you places in the printable for you to do that. So collect your clip art, collect your fonts, collect your top 10 blog posts, collect your ideas for your opt-ins. That is your action plan for this week. And please reach out with any questions. Post in this group, talk to each other, make some friends, tag me if you need me. If you find an awesome store where you love their clip art, or they have some great deals or coupons or something, help each other. Link the post, link that store in the group and help each other. Share ideas, give feedback, that kind of thing, okay? So this is the end of week 1. I'll give you another video next week. Next week we are going to be creating one-page printables. So this week is kind of your research week. Learn all about the terms, policies, commercial license, that kind of thing, and then get ready to create next week, okay? Like I said, reach out with any questions, and I hope you have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye.